Hello, folks. I'm Alan for today's news, and I've been off for a while. YouTube pissed me off, so I stopped broadcasting for a while. But what I'm going to do now, I'm going to change my platform because I had a link in there where you can read an article where this girl left California, went to I think it was the Netherlands or Sweden or something like that, and YouTube and Google is in California. You talk bad about their state, they're going to try to stop you, I guess. Anyway, I will be reading, speaking about world news, interesting news to keep you entertained, news to keep you informed. And I'm changing my format. I'm not going to put links in the description box about the news program. I get my news from Newsbreak, the app Newsbreak, because I've been reading a lot of news and it's been pissing me off bad. Anyway, this one here, it says Governor Healy's call to action urging residents to open homes to migrants. It said, covering the evolving migrant crisis in the United States, I've observed two distinct yet interconnected stories unfold, one in Massachusetts and the other in New York City, both highlighting different facets of this complex issue. In Massachusetts, the governor, Maria Healy, response to the migration situation has been particularly notable. Understanding the urgency, she asked residents to consider hosting migrant family voluntarily. This was in response to the state's shelters reaching full capacity, a situation mirroring the border migrant crossing in the country. It was an 80% increase from the previous year, with approximately 5,600 families in need of shelter, despite the state right to shelter law and a significant financial commitment of about $45 million per month. The resources were still stretched thin. Elon Musk sounds alarmed the ripple effects of migrant accommodation in New York City schools. On the other hand, in New York City, Elon Musk's remarks painted a dire picture of the migrant crisis, local impacts. He commented on a situation in Brooklyn where students were reportedly displaced from their schools for asylum seekers to use the gym. Musk warned, this is what happens when you run out of hotel rooms. Soon cities will run out of schools to vacate. Then they will come for your homes. This statement, although stark, underscored the strain of public resources and infrastructure due to the influx of migrants. Now, remember, this is Biden's fault. This had never happened until Biden became president. It said Musk's comments didn't just critic New York situation, they also echo the broader narrative of the migrant crisis, tying in with the governor's Haley's request in Massachusetts. This situation in New York is indicative of the challenges many cities across the nation are facing in accommodating a growing number of migrants, balancing between humanitarian needs and local resources. Where do we go from here? Reflecting on these developments, it's evident that the migrant crisis is not just a political issue, but a humanitarian one that's affecting communities across the United States. Musk's warnings and Governor Healy appeal both spotlight the need for more comprehensive solutions to the ongoing humanitarian issues. So don't be surprised if they try to put these people in your house. Then they can claim squatter rights and kick you out of your house. It's going to happen, trust me. If it's not done here. And let me see what else I got here. Oh, I heard that the mayor of New York wanted New Jersey to do the same thing, and New Jersey said no, no way. Good for them. And let me see here. I got something else to read too. This is a few days old here. Armed Texas National Guard soldiers are now blocking federal agents from getting to the border, government alleges. The U.S. government alleges that the Texas National Guard is blocking Border Patrol from accessing the border. The Justice Department said in a court filing that the National Guard put up razor wire barriers. In the filing, the department called the new actions by Texas an escalation. Armed Texas National Guard soldiers are now blocking U.S. Border Patrol agents from accessing the state's border with Mexico. The Justice Department has alleged in a court filing. In a Friday filing to the Supreme Court, the department alleged that Texas National Guard members put up new razor wire barriers along a roughly 2.5-mile stretch on the border in Eagle Pass, Texas. The federal government alleged that Texas state officials also erected new fencing further inland. That fencing further restricts Border Patrol ability to reach the river in particular areas, the Justice Department filing said. Border Patrol agents have requested access to certain areas along the stretch of the Rio Grande, but the Texas National Guard soldiers have refused to give them access, the federal government alleged. They always use the word alleged. The government said that before Wednesday evening, Border Patrol agents could drive trucks with mounted surveillance equipment to various locations in this area, and that those trucks were used to maintain visibility and awareness of activity along the stretch of the river and border. But the Texas National Guard has now blocked Border Patrol access to the area, rendering its agent unable to place mobile surveillance trucks, the Justice Department said in the Friday filing. Good for Texas. Border Patrol ability to view this portion of the border is now limited to a narrow sliver from a single surveillance camera located outside the newly fenced area, the federal government said. The department said in the filing that the new actions of Texas demonstrate an escalation of the state's measure to block Border Patrol ability to patrol or even to survey the border and in a position to respond to emergencies. The filing is part of a legal battle involving immigration enforcement at the border between the Biden administration and the Republican-controlled state. Now, see, we let these come in, they're going to take over your house. You know, these states pretty soon is going to break down, and they're going to push them in your house, and then they're going to have squatters' rights, and then you won't have no house. Then you'll be left out in the cold. And one more thing I want to read here to you. It says hundreds of motorists stranded in I-44 traffic gridlock for hours. Miami, Oklahoma. Multiple crashes on Interstate 44 from Afton, Oklahoma to the Missouri state line left hundreds of motorists stalled for more than 14 hours, the Oklahoma Highway Patrol reported. The eastbound lane of the Will Rogers Turnpike was closed around 1 p.m. on Sunday and officially reopened around 12:50 a.m. on January 15th. Hours of traffic congestion left the eastbound lane of the Will Rogers Turnpike backed up until early morning hours on Monday. Oklahoma Highway Patrol released a statement on Monday before 11 a.m. The eastbound lane were closed for 21 hours. The Weather Channel reported that 2.7 inches of snow fell in the Afton area with low wind chills values 21 degrees below zero. Initially, Oklahoma Highway Patrol reported the eastbound lane at mile marker 324 east of Miami was closed due to a multi-vehicle collision involving several vehicles, including several commercial vehicles with possible injuries. The westbound lane was diverted by Missouri State troopers before entering Oklahoma to allow first responders to reach the crash scene. Elizabeth Forrester of Miami and her husband left Miami at 2 p.m., headed for Springfield, and traveled about 7 miles when traffic came to a dead stop. 3 or 4 semi-trucks hit each other at mile marker 324 in the eastbound lane, Forrester said. One semi-truck was jackknifed, and there was nothing left of the first semi-truck, she said. We were fortunate. We had no kids in the car, Forrester said. We were most upset that not a single emergency vehicle checked on anyone. Forrester said she called Oklahoma Highway Patrol only to get a recording that they were closed for Martin Luther King Jr. birthday. Around 1:20 a.m. Early Monday, the gridlock was dissolved and the couple continued to their destination. It's been clear sailing, Forrester said. For over 11 hours, the couple was without food and water. They said they occupied the time in the below freezing weather by playing games and watching movies on their cell phones. We drive an economy car, and sitting there in traffic, we use half a tank of gas, Forrester said. Lots of semis, trucks ran out of gas. Motorists couldn't get past them. Russell Eckert left his Grove home and was headed to Joplin to be at his job by 11 p.m. before he got entangled in the congestion. But what I don't understand, I don't know if she called 911 or not. It doesn't say, but she called the Oklahoma Highway Patrol, and they had a recording. They were closed for MLK Day. You know, this is a police force. You know, they got to be open. Who's going to take the 911 calls there? Anyway, stuff like this pisses me off. You know. Anyway, that's all I got for you right now. I'm going to try to have some more news. I'm not sure how soon, but hope you like what I had so far. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and keep coming back. I'll have some more once in a while anyway. Until next time. Later.